P in Russian is R, so it could be silencer. I almost wish I wish silencer was Russian now. I mean, I am the worst caster for pronouncing names badly, though, to be fair. Because I've said Zron way too often. I say Wenger when it should be Venger. Zron should be Hron. I don't know if I make many more mistakes, but I definitely mess up. And I don't do enough about it to fix it, but I've just built such a habit of saying some of these names incorrectly that, or just slightly incorrectly, that it's, yeah, bad. Alright guys, let's move into the game. We've got Bukster versus Nitrino starting out on Awoken. And I'm actually going to go over to Nitrino first up, just because he can be super, super aggressive. And I kind of want to, like, bite into a pepper army, because I'm bloody starving. We're just grinding these games out, guys. Grinding these games, need a little bit of fuel. I'm surprised Nitrino didn't get the kill just then. It was very, very close to it. In the previous patch, I think Nitrino hits a 100 damage rocket there. But it wasn't close enough. Spicy. Or what Avec calls him. As Ronald McDonald. Bukster manages to get the first kill despite Nitrino being chaotic in his style. We're seeing some good control. Bukster's pretty scary good with the flame though, to be fair. I think the HRTF sound has been an improvement for duel, but if I'm playing casual modes, I wouldn't use it for that. Like literally anything more than 2 players on the server, and I think HRTF starts to become a bit crazy. But I haven't tried out what the new normal non-HRTF sounds. Apparently that's been updated too. Oh! Thought he was going to get pushed off for a second. Very close once again. Perfect rocket. It's got to the totem to put up if he wants it. And he's got heavy up again soon. Yeah, I'm surprised Lupin isn't. He has been playing super actively pretty much up until the Challenge League started, and then he's not done much. I think he's in university, though. I think he's gone into his 2nd or 3rd year. And I reckon that's probably why. I did enjoy meeting Lupin over at PGL, though. That was a good laugh. I think I might have scared him a bit, but I enjoyed his presence. There was just a bit too much Romanian beer. Oh, these rockets getting so close. Click of the rail. My favorite. It's a joke. I hate it. Almost as much as Tox. He's taking a sandwich and going to space. Is that actually what he's doing? Oh, that's halfway then. Good for him. Oh, Bukster. Gotta hit those. That's a very Nitrino move there. Rocket jump up. Sod it. Oh, if he had one more rocket. No, if he had one more rocket, he would have died regardless. As it turns out. Sandwich year is basically if you take a 4-year university course, you get a year between your second and third where you do something sometimes vocational that contributes to your overall course. So it's often like work experience, or if you're doing languages and you spend a year out in that country, or you know, something along those lines. I did a sandwich course, for instance. Nicely done, Nitrino. Got some good entry damage. Followed up. Bukster not handling the heat enough. Oh, Nitrino does not like saying no. Oh, he shoulda. He was jumped into that. Just made it a little bit too easy for Bukster then. I set up a business in my sandwich year. I did a lot of different casting. Set up a website. Set up like merchandise stuff and all kinds of things. The only issue was that it was in Quake, so it's just there was just not enough people to make a business. Trino, 3 HP, dear lord. To be fair, I did put on some cool events for Dota as well, actually, so I'm quite happy with what I did. I know, right, man? Good night. We'll bait him. He's got to feel like there might be some totems around there, because that pretty much should have got the kill. I think the totem saved Bukster. Oh, circle jump. Botched. But rocket jump isn't. Woo! There we go. Now this lead is starting to get a little more significant. What is my killing sound setting? Cha-ching! As it should be for everybody. Bukster might still have something to say. He has got overstacked totems after all. Ooh. Just got annihilated there. Rocket orb combos. I think he faceplanted that a little bit. Oh, the rail! He was so dead there. Well, we got some clutching happening. Oh my god, that was close again. Totem's not going to do much for him. Very hot angle. Yeah, Bukster been struggling a bit on his main champion. Wow, okay. I didn't think Bukster was going to get that. There's definitely a change in the effectiveness of rockets. I'm noticing that these rockets aren't doing as much damage when it feels like before they would bounce people everywhere. It feels like actually this update has quite dramatically changed how combat feels now. Lightning gun's a bit harder to use. Rockets, you know, you don't get rewarded with high damage as often as you used to. I feel like it's maybe made rail a little more intrinsically powerful, just because it's like a sort of stealth buff, isn't it, right? This is like the last chance now for Bukster to get back into this. He needs the heavy. He's got to get heavy, and then he's got to goo. RL knockback was a bit sick. I mean, yeah. It was quite savage. I see there, Galena nerf in its full effect. He does still manage to get the kill. Oh. You see him, dude. You see him. Oh. Well, now the heavy's up. Now the game's up as well. Orb's been spammed out, but he's still over the other side of the map. And 30 seconds to go. I think Bukster's now running out of time. I'm going to have a bite of my pork pie, because I think it's GG. Oh, I love pork pie. There's a GG. Nitrino manages to get it done. Very nicely done from him. Very, very nice, Nitrino. So that was the map pick of Bukster, actually. Nitrino now going to go Nyx. We're going over to Ruins. Oh, this is going to start getting tricky for Bukster, I think. Nitrino could go 2-0 here. I do like a Nyx pick, but I think Nitrino's pretty good with Nyx. That's disgusting censored. Oh, I've got an interesting question. Okay. So it's going to sound wrong. So if you're below the age of 16, or if you're a parent and you've got a young person who's watching as well, either mute or distract them for about 10 seconds. Has anyone listened to... Bloody, I've got pork pie stuck in my throat. Has anyone listened to My Dad Wrote a Porno? Has anyone heard that? I've been listening to it recently. Like while driving and stuff. Hilarious. Highly recommend.
Round begins in 3.
And it was like, WTF. I hope there's a couple of people in here who know what I'm talking about. Because I don't think it's that underground at all. It's my dad wrote a... Yes, what Censored said. Thank you very much. I recommend it. It's hilarious. Towards the end of season 2, I think I am scarred for life, but it's some of the funniest stuff that I've listened to in a long time. Yeah, Wenger, I told you to mute for a second. Ooh, Nitrino's going nuts at the moment. Oh my god, almost another rail. He's just hitting. He's just hitting. He is just hitting. There's no one here. Listen to it. Fourth core asking, what's the best Quake match ever casted? In your opinion, of all time? I mean, the best Quake match ever was Rapid Evil 2016. Just cannot be disputed. There was a very good Kovland TDM finals, like in 2004, which Red Eye casted, which was a lot of fun. If you like to watch low res quality Quake 4, it's super hype. Nitrino very weak, but Bukster being gutsy there. I didn't say my dad. I mean, it's not my dad. It's like that's just the name of the show. Honestly, you guys need to look it up and turn save search on, and like you won't regret it. Especially if you have long car journeys. So good. Anyway, I'll try and focus on the game a bit. I mean, easy repeat there. Bukster didn't make it hard. He was just kind of strafing directly towards him. Yeah, podcast. Yeah, that's the one. Both players tremendously weak. Man, he's hitting some tasty shots at the moment. Bukster's taking a couple of risks. And honestly, if he lets the score go 5-0 up, I mean, he can come back. It's just it does get tricky. Oh, he almost went in for it. Rail there's not hitting. Heavy's up. He's hits one, but he needs 2 more rails. If he hit even another rail, I would have blown my mind. Thanks, Clara. Thanks. That was a good little last second evasion there. He does need to. He needs to stabilize a little bit by around natural stack. But you got to start it from first season, guys. You start it from first season. Anyway, Bukster's got himself heavy. Mega's next port of call. Feels way more stable. He's even checking corners. You know, Nitrino can be very tricksy. Oh, what? Nitrino just like AFKs around the corner. Bukster's expecting a weird positioning there. And also, Ghostwalk's just been used, so this is really, really bad news for Nitrino. Rocket can't push him off. This is awful for Nitrino, actually. If you just get heavy and go for him. Oh, direct. He loses out on the heavy, actually, which is probably the best thing that Nitrino could have done then. He needs to check bounce pad. So there's a tied game. If Bukster got heavy, I think he would have taken the lead. But Nitrino denies that. He needs to keep pushing, I think. Yeah, he forces out the Ghost Walk, which is good. Nitrino manages to keep a lot of the stack going. For getting in the way of that, you could... Don't body block the teleporter, man. Nitrino gives that up too easily then. Oh no, it actually happened! I can't believe it. I'm super surprised that Nitrino went for it in the first place, because if that doesn't work, he's probably dead, or at least low HP. Oh, missed rail. I think he's done for there. Yep. Good push from Bukster. He's going to keep a hold of the lead. And he's got just get himself onto the heavy. There's a world there where Nitrino upsets the system, but it does okay. Again, rails are very solid. Bukster is rocking with just, well, too poor a selection of weaponry. I think he realizes he doesn't have enough to fight at long or even mid-range. Oh, he does it again! I think he got the full perforation once more. Twice in a single map. Never... I don't think I've ever seen that before in my life. Sparty, that's not language I'd expect from a QPL attendant. Two rails in a row. It's going a little bit bonkers on this. It does manage to make it happen. We've got just over 3 minutes. Bukster needs to basically conjure up exactly what he did at the beginning. He has time to do it, but not that much. Again, he's got maybe a minute and a half to get in control, and then another 20 seconds to force out a Ghost Walk. That jump makes no sense at all. Just unnecessary risk. You got no Ghost Walk. The reward for that is just not great enough. I think Nitrino might even be trying to stabilize a little bit. I think he realized that he was a tad too aggressive. super stacked. Nyx. This is aggressive. But this could be gold, actually. He is so stacked to begin with. I'd call that worth. Good timing. If you've got good timing, you can make good attacks like that. I think Bukster struggles now. I think he goes down. Oh, that rocket jump away was actually essential. If he drops down into the pit, then Bukster probably gets the kill. There's no Ghost Walk anymore to protect Nitrino. And these missed rails are hurting a lot. He's missed everything right now. He does get a rocket eventually. Bukster on the board. And he hears the teleport, so he knows exactly where he is. He's just got such limited weapons. Oh, man. So, Ghost Walk was used again pretty much as soon as it went up again. He needs... I'll see LG only is not too bad. He just needs to close the gap somehow. There's a rocket ammo crate. He finds him up at the top. Ghost Walk being forced out is big. He actually manages to find him. Can't let your movement get away from you now. Oh, Nitrino holds him back. He's got no rockets to jump up though. This is slow. He'll get Mega in 20 seconds until Ghost Walk's up again. He's taking long routes around. I think he just saw it. He just saw him. These routes that Bukster have been taking have kind of sucked in my opinion. And that's going to be GG. Nitrino's going to 2-0 Bukster and make himself through to the semi-finals. Well played, Nitrino. Slightly unexpected in that fashion, I think. I was not expecting the 2-0, I think. That's, yeah, decent game from him. Damage is almost 1,000 more for Nitrino. Item control was very, very similar. Difference there was 100 health worth of resources. That's how close it was in item control, but 1,000 more damage from Nitrino. Nicely done from him. And then Inns and Sirius are in a semis. I'll see if they've started. Cypher's in Poland, coaching Na'Vi in an Apex tournament. I'm going to quickly do a search on Sirius to see if he's begun. Do it, Morty. You do it.